Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 8 of What If Naruto had a new training trip partner that will change everything. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was an elite blue-eye Uchiha, and enjoy that guys over on Anime King. And stay in tune for the rest of the what ifs coming your way. I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last time we left off, the group was still at Kumo, as Killer Bee said that he wanted to teach them how to control their tail beast power. Well, that was something all Jinchurikis wanted, right? Jiraiya had undone the seal as Naruto had gotten the other half of the Kyuubi as he went inside his seal. As he saw him, his fur was much darker. The fox was once again reunited with his other half, but somehow the other half was a seal, as it was within Naruto's grasp. As Naruto realized that he has to train a lot, the time passed as Jiraiya finally returned back. As they were there at Kumo for a while now, Killer Bee was going to taught them now how to control the power, but the group was interrupted when the Akatsuki showed up. 4 members of the Akatsuki, as Itachi placed Naruto under Tsukuyomi. He once again told Naruto that he wasn't, well, against him. He was literally on his side, as he tried to make him understand by telling him about the massacre, as Naruto was quite surprised to hear that and what Itachi went through. Itachi then had to put on the show, as the both of them had to battle to make it seem convincing. Despite Naruto knowing that this wasn't, well, real to kill him, Itachi still outdid him, and it made Naruto feel quite, well, weak, as his pride took a huge dip right there and then. So, he had to get stronger, but he also felt regret because some of the Kumo ninjas died in the attack against Hidan and Kakazu. The Akatsuki group ended up fleeing after Itachi used a single genjutsu, something that he had placed on them for a while now, to ensure that they will listen to his command as he made his way off. As Itachi was by himself, he unclipped a locket. Inside was a picture of a girl, the first person that he killed when the massacre began. As he quickly closed it back, he was being watched. At the Akatsuki hideout, the masked man, Pain, didn't know who was under the other mask, as Toby proclaimed that it was his daughter. He didn't know if that was true or not, but the girl had the same ability as him, the Kamui. Itachi had arrived as the girl made her way towards him as she spoke to him. Itachi had no idea who she was either. After all, he didn't feel to anyone in the massacre. She told him that Toby had saved her. It made perfect sense now. She sucked Itachi away into the swirling vortex, a different dimension, as she pulled off her mask, showing who she really is. Itachi dropped to his knees as he was completely shocked, as he couldn't believe who he was looking at. Meanwhile, as Naruto felt a bit of regret despite him not, well, supposed to feel that way, but it was him why the Akatsuki came here. Despite Kumo also having 2 tail beasts, it was because of, well, him and Tayuya being here. So they ended up leaving as they made their way towards the hidden stand, as they were keeping the Chunin exams, as Naruto would see some of his old friends, as he met up with Sakura, Sasuke and the others, as Naruto refrained from telling Sasuke what Itachi told him not yet. Tsunade will be coming soon enough because her, Jennings, are in the finals to take the Chunin exams. As Naruto felt like he was currently stagnant at the moment, Jiraiya had the idea though, as he was planning on teaching this later, but he started to talk about Senjutsu, as that would be a great boost for Naruto, and he really needed that boost, so he did not object against it at all. So yeah guys, those basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So what is to begin this new episode? Thunder rolled off into the distance, but yet still no rain came, as it wouldn't gradually fall on the hidden sand. Twin thunderbolts of lightning crashed through the sky as two men stood there, one of them being Kakashi Hatake. As Kakashi stared on his former brother-in-arms, Inu, Karasu. Those words were their codes. Only Anvu members on the same team know their code identification, as Inu was his former name in the Anvu. There was other people that knew the code as well, such as Yujiu, Yamato, and Danzo. The both of them weren't here to shed blood. How is he? Growing stronger. Are you really sure it's certain to keep him in the dark? Naruto redeemed him, but his heart still aimed vengeance for the wrong man, said Kakashi. No, when his cold blade come to pierce my heart, that would be my redemption. Orders or not, I kill my family. I slaughter them like cattle. An unforgiving crime, no matter what is the cause behind it. The curse of hatred will end with me as well, my brother and I. The hatred he has for me, and the hatred I have for my own self. Kakashi did not say anything as Itachi raised his arm. A crow flew down and gently landed on Itachi's finger. You're a dutiful brother, Kakashi said. I worry about you though. You don't have to worry for much longer, Itachi said that smirk. Something like that was rather rare for him. I don't know what caused it, but I've learned that I've contracted the illness. It's quite terminal. Hopefully I can last long enough so that Sasuke can kill me instead, said Itachi. My current estimate is I have between 4 and 5 years left. Itachi, if the village knew the truth, spare me, Inu. The words were rather harsh as he said them. Kakashi, it was a sign for him to close off his heart to realize there was no mercy for a traitor's missing names. And after what he did to his entire clan, well, there was no redemption. Despite him slaughtering his entire clan to stop a civil war, Itachi was a pacifist, and he blamed himself every day. He felt pain over it, as he left his little brother like that. And he's putting him through hell to get stronger to come and kill him. So, it is just a matter of time before his brother gets strong enough to come and pierce his heart, to get his revenge and be known as a hero that end the man that slaughtered the Uchiha clan. As you wish, Karasu, said Kakashi. Also, about Naruto, said Kakashi. Make sure he can take his father's place one day. After everything, it shouldn't be Snad in the hat right now. It should be you, said Kakashi. The hopes and dreams of a traitor has, well, no real grasp in this world. You're not a traitor, Kakashi said. You're right. I'm a speaker for the dead. And the dead want justice for the crimes I've committed. The Sharingan records everything that it sees. It allows me to forget nothing I've laid my eyes upon. I remember every single one of their faces, Inu-san. And I killed my parents. Before they died, they told me how proud they were of me. They were, said Kakashi. They told me to look after Sasuke, Itachi continued. But all I have done is leave him behind. Because of me, his life had been filled with nothing but malice, hatred, and pain ever since that day. To bring me to justice to kill me is the only way I can see of saving him and redeeming him. You know how much I love my brother, Kakashi, and I would do anything for him. The crow on his finger started to flap its wing as it flew off in the air. His body started to break apart in the crows. I will die for him, he said. That was the last thing he said to Kakashi as he was gone. After he went away, there was one final crack of thunder as the rain started to fall. Time skip. Naruto, Higurashi said, as Tenten had led him to the hotel that they were staying in. It's good to see you, boy. You too, said Naruto with a smile. So, the man said, how's the sword been working for you? Fantastic, said Naruto with a grin. This sword, it helped me kill the Mizukage. Some things Naruto wouldn't brag about. After all, it was Tayuya that helped, well, push everything over the edge in the end. But to his sister figure, adopted father, he felt comfortable talking to the man about these things. The Sanbai Jinchuriki? The fourth Mizukage? Higurashi said, yeah, it was a bitch of a fight as well. The guy had me on the ropes. His predecessors were responsible for most of my family's death in the second Great Shinobi War. I swear, boy, You brought more honor to me with that sword than I have done in my entire life. No, you're just flattering me, said Naruto as rubbed back of his head. Besides, old man, don't you know that your clan name means mercy and love? Only to those that don't know our history. It did mean that once, a long time ago. And then, before the clan warring era, was the time of mass bloodshed, where my family flourished. One by one, we abandoned our way of peaceful travelers and took up the axe, or the spear, any weapons that we can wield. But back then, very few of us wielded sword. But that changed as the time went on. Our leaders were branded with the tattoo of a dragon. It was we who developed the ability to forge chakra-enhanced blades. And our war chant can calm the rage of our great Biju. The words were the same thing that his grandmother had told him. And also, the vision, it made sense now. Mercy and love gave way to debt and repayment. Our debt to those who taught us how to fight was repaid by killing their enemies in war. Is that why you gifted me this sword, said Naruto? Yes, Higurashi said. We always repay our debt, and I will never break the tradition. That was something I've been learning ever since I was a child. I owe you a great debt for bringing my daughter in my life. I owe you a debt for the great sacrifice that it made for you. I owe you a debt for avenging my family, no matter how little it may have been. We'll see about repaying me, said Naruto. For right now, we can just acknowledge the debt, he said. The old man laughed. You really grown, haven't you, boy? You will make a fine heir one day. Sorry, Pops, but no can do. Tayuya will wring my neck if she caught onto the idea that I was looking onto someone else. I suppose you're right. I'm the last of my blood, but I still worry for my daughter. You are the only one that I have seen that is worthy of her hand, whether that is truth or overprotectedness. I suppose I'll never know. She's my only child though, and all I wish for is her happiness. So do I, old man, said Naruto. A memory flashed through his mind. His stomach was grumbling loudly. But Tenten was asleep, lucky that she did not hear. Empty bowl of ramen was in the alleyway. As Tenten had eaten, he made sure that she got something. He didn't mind being hungry. He has gone on without eating before. Time skip. Era Senin and I are going to be going on a trip. Alone? I wish I can come with you, said Tayuya. I know, said Naruto. Separation is hard, especially for us two, right? No, I'm gonna miss having a personal heater when I sleep, piss for brain, she said. Naruto sighed. You can always hang out with Tenten, or even Sakura. I think they would enjoy another girl time with you. Probably time for you to just talk crap about me, though. What, like the time I caught you? Yes, said Naruto. Exactly like that, he said. She huffed. He was always cutting her off before she could finish her sentences. How long would you be gone for, she asked. We'll be back in time for the tournament, hopefully, before Tsunade-bachan and the other Kages come here. A little less than 2 weeks in. I guess, said Naruto, as he nodded. Well, you better be safe. If you come back to me dead, I'm gonna bring you alive and wring your neck myself. Yeah, nothing can kill me, Tayuya-chan. Especially the training. I'm doing my best to become strong. And it's not because I want to become Hokage. Oh? Well, the Hokage has to look over the entire village. But at least for now, all I want to do is to protect you. Damn it, she turned her head. Don't say cheesy stuff like that, as she had a blush on her face. Can I get a kiss for good luck, he said, as he looked at her. As he opened his arms, she looked at him. Everything was possible because of him. After all, thinking about it now, if she never met him, if none of this ever happened, she would still be working for Orochimaru, being in the slums. But now she was with him. He was fun, excited. It was because of him why she had friends. Well, that was a loose term, considering that Tenten was the only one she connected with. But she wanted to get to know his other friends. She wanted to be closer with him. Not that she would say that out loud, it was quite cheesy. But still, this was all because of him. She moved forward as he wrapped one arm around her, as he planted a kiss on her lip, as she kissed him back. Time skip. Welcome to Mount Miyaboku, said Jiraiya, as he was summoned, reverse summoned by Kamakichi. The small toad hopped away to go and find his father. This is the Toadland? That's right, kid. Jiraiya remembered his first time coming here. It was really an accident after he saw the third Hokage perform Heim Science, and he messed them up and he was reverse summoned here. Yeah, he thought that he was going to get eaten by the toads, but it turns out it worked in his favor, and now he was a great legendary toad sage. And why did we come here, Naruto asked. Because Senjutsu training, as far as the toads are able to teach it, can only be done on this island. There's a special oil that can help you, but it evaporates too quickly once it's taken away too far from its source. The ground trembled as Gamabunta hopped on over as he landed in front of them, puffing on his pipe. Jiraiya, Naruto, what is it that you came here for? I think it's time to teach Naruto how to gather nature energy. There's not a lot than that. Personally, I can't teach him alone. Jiraiya, do you think he's ready? Asked Gamabunta. What about if I think I'm ready? Come on, Boss Toad, can't you at least give me a chance? Said Naruto. Gamabunta narrowed his eyes towards Naruto. Jiraiya has been through this training, and it nearly killed him twice. You should know regardless of the Biju inside of you, if you fail, you will die. So do you think you're ready? Asked Gamabunta, as he looked down at Naruto. As Naruto realized if he was turning to stone, the Kyuubi would literally be sealed away inside of him. Would it actually be able to get free? Gamabunta looked at him before hopping off. But I can't just leave empty-handed. I must get stronger, he said. Naruto, are you sane right now? What? You sound like Orochimaru or Danzo. Power can corrupt someone's mind. I've told you that before. Don't let yourself get enthralled so much within it. We pushed your training by using the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And I think we went a bit too hard. But I got stronger. Strong enough to fight in the Kira Rebellion. But not strong enough to kill Yagra. Don't think I've forgotten that she blocked the Killing Blue. As Naruto's eyes hardened at that. And where the hell were you? Cowering behind a goddamn tree or another. Tayuya's sacrifice for his life was always a high-risk trigger for him. And he got pissed off anytime someone mentioned it, as he was focusing all of his anger on Jiraiya right now. Itachi power had saved him from completely losing himself, but he also made a deal with the demon, as he could still picture the scene perfectly. Tayuya, with Yagra hooked staff inside of her chest. He didn't even think twice about pulling out the seal, allowing the Kyuubi to run rampant inside of his body. In the face of her death, he never considered any alternative at all. Jiraiya at the moment was pressing his luck, whether he knew it or not. I thought you had something left. One last Shadow Clone. One last jutsu to catch him off guard. I thought you were baiting him. Don't you dare try to feed me that bullcrap. As Jiraiya saw his eyes turn red and his nails extended a bit. Stop lying, said Naruto. As he did not give Jiraiya a chance to speak. You didn't tell me about my parents. Orders or not, I had a right to goddamn know. I spent 15 years as an orphan, not knowing a single thing about them. No thanks to you. No child should have to find out their heritage in a goddamn library. Not only that, you lied about Kumo. You also lied about this training. What else have you been lying to me about? Naruto, get a hold of. Jiraiya was smacked across the head as a clone had came behind him rather quickly. I'll get control of myself when I damn well please, said Naruto, as his canines start to extend even more. Come on, you and I are gonna fight. Jiraiya knew that Naruto was not in the right state of mind at the moment. The fox was influencing that. As Naruto tilted his head as he went down low. Come on, let's do this, he said. Meanwhile, and then he walks in on me and screamed bloody murder. I mean, for God's sake, we sleep together. Walk in on me bathing is not really a big idea, said Tayuya, finishing her story. She, Tenten, and Sakura were all in the hotel room. Sakura was on the bed. As they were inside her room, Tenten was sitting in a chair and Tayuya was leaning up against the wall. Well, Naruto has always been weird. I don't know whether it's some weird, kind of dignified side of him, or is he just slightly awkward or what? But doesn't it make you just want to protect him? Said Tenten. No, said Sakura. It makes me want to hit him. And then he got taller than you, Tenten teased. And you didn't have a target for your anger anymore. Even though Naruto would probably die rather than try to hit you back. You know, that's true, said Tayuya. It's been more than a year, but he and I haven't even sparred once. It's like he's afraid to hit me or something. He doesn't like fighting against women. Tenten sighed. Rock Lee had sparred with him many times before, as he'd been on the end of a receiving beatdown. But he never sparred with her. He will do it if it's a battlefield and it can't be helped. But something in that brain of his, that's a pretty bad thought to have. Women don't make up the largest ninja ranks, but it's always a third and a half of the percentage. Snelly-sama said that is because even though man and woman have the same physical capabilities when it comes to being a ninja, chakra-wise or accurate throwing with kunai, shurikens, weapon uses or anything. It's just, there's a lot of times some girls can't, well, handle it and give up. Spear is your gender, speech. I don't care who they think they are. Man, I'll kill them. Woman, I'll kill them. Tell you why I said, if someone doesn't think they're cut out to be a ninja, well, they shouldn't be a ninja at all. It's just that a lot more girls fantasize about raising a family, about having a wonderful family with the man of their dreams rather than fighting to protect the village they live in. Fair point. Besides, why not just let them kill each other? The bad ones. And they leave the good ones behind. And then we can pick then who we want to marry. I can't imagine something like that, said Sakura. Well, that's because you've already picked the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that's Sasuke Uchiha. You are already fantasizing about him being your future husband, I guess. Oh, like you do with Neji? Sakura, I don't know what ideas you might have in your head, but I don't really have an interest in Neji-kun. He respects my strength as a kunoichi, and I respect him. He's one of my best friends. He and Lee are like my brothers. Besides, in all likelihood, clan politics. He and Hinata will probably get engaged to each other. Wait, what? They're cousins. Yes, and their fathers are identical twins, which made them genetic, half-siblings. Tenten shook her head in disgust. But as long as that goddamn seal is on his forehead, whatever they want, he has to do it. After all, the obligation is death if not. It would also put him in a position to become the clan head instead of Hinata or her sister. And after the marriage is finalized, they will have to remove that seal from him because the head of the house can't be a part of the branch family. Wait, would Neji really go that far? He's a ninja, Tayuya said. While she only met Neji once, she's been briefed about it. Yes, about him. There was a report on all of them. And think about it. That Hyuga clan, all of them have the Byakugan, and most of them even look similar. There must be some weird family thing going on with them. Because, if you think about it, it is just Hyugas. So how does a bloodline stay pure? As Sakura thought about it, she was right. She shook her head. She couldn't think about something like that. So anyway, what kind of guy do you have your eyes on then? Tell you why I will never give him up. But I would be lying if I said I didn't want Naruto for myself. I don't know. What does Kakashi look like under that mask of his? I have no idea, said Sakura. Tenten sighed. I didn't really pay much attention to the boys in my graduation class. I was always busy training. And of your class, I don't really know any of them either that much. So, I don't really know, she said. An entire world to pick from. And the only person you can think about is my boyfriend, said Tayuya. Besides, didn't you guys grow up together? You even called him Big Brother. Oh god, I understand now. It's not that you're nobody. You're just gross. Screw off, Tenten said. I do that to mess with him. Besides, didn't he get stuck playing your nurse on the Hokage orders? Do you have a doctor kink or something? Or did he just take care of anything before you can think about it? Or are you really that sick, so you need him as your personal nurse? Don't tell me that you're gonna lose your mind and you're gonna call him daddy very soon. You know, you have a really messed up mind. Tell you why I turned. Look, you broke Sakura. The pink hair medic had slumped over and blood was leaked from her nose. Well, I guess she's a degenerate one. As the both of them, share a short laugh. How do you think Peace Brain is doing? Don't really know. But it's Naruto. He'll be fine. Time skip. Jiraiya's hand was on Naruto's chest as he was pushing Naruto back. Naruto slammed through a tree as he broke through it. The moment Naruto slammed through a tree, two clones appeared behind Jiraiya. The wings of the Wind God, a two-stage ninjutsu. As the vortex would slam the opponent up in the air, Jiraiya was able to dodge, but the current came down too fast as it slammed him down. The other clone performed a seal. The ninth demon heaven breaking roar as he threw it towards Jiraiya's location. It was like a roar. The sound was deafening as Jiraiya dropped down to his knees, covering his ears. As it messed with your nerve endings and everything, as Jiraiya was thrown off balance. As Naruto moved forward and punched him right in the face, he grabbed him by the arm and yanked him back towards him as he kneed him right in the forehead. As Naruto was getting more affected by the fox power, changing as he grabbed onto Jiraiya, as the man was still completely out of it from the ringing that went on, as he slammed his forehead against Jiraiya's. The both of their heads connecting as he did it over and over and over and over again. He finally stopped as Jiraiya. Face was a bloody mess. The man had cuts all over his body from the wind attack, and the man's ears were bleeding. As Naruto tried to calm himself as he just walked away in a random direction, moving his vision red. As he just walked and looked around, searching. As he saw a pond, he landed, dropping to his knees as he dipped his head in the water. But it wasn't water, as he fell over, his body giving out the exhaustion as he fell into the oil. As Naruto quickly pulled himself out of the slimy oil, he didn't know why, but this feeling, a feeling of pure calm rushed over him, and he allowed it. But suddenly, he couldn't move his toes. What the hell? As he saw his feet turning into stone, he quickly brought his hand up and created a clone. As he summoned more to force out the nature energy that he just absorbed without being able to properly control it. As Naruto panted on the ground, the clones all looked down at him. All of you, he said. He had an idea after what he just went through. Learn how to access nature energy by diminishing the amount of oil you use over time. Hopefully, once we run through enough attempts, we will be able to use it without the oil. Hopefully, maybe after that, I can learn how to control the Kyuubi. As Naruto sat down, sitting back up in a more comfortable position, maybe he should learn more about the toads of the country that he holds. Maybe they will teach him things that Jiraiya would not or could not teach him. Deep within his mind, the Kyuubi was laughing. Whether or not its freedom was granted very soon, it had to admit, the boy was coming along quite well, giving into temptation and anger so quickly, as his host was quite entertaining. Time skip. God damn it, Jiraiya says he woke up. Fuinjutsu. Uzumaki's and their damn Fuinjutsu, he thought. The battle. He was holding back, trying not to push things too hard. But Naruto started to get more dangerous and faster, as he had to literally put in some real effort. And then that seal, it caught him completely off guard. It affected his inner nerves. His entire body had trembled. He couldn't even move. And then Naruto beat the absolute crap out of him. He had to go and find the blonde. He could not reverse summon himself back to the sand. And that was the only way to leave from here at the moment. But if he knew him, he was probably out there training with the toads, trying to seek more training. The problem was he had made Naruto grow too fast using Sharingan Jutsu, and that left him hunger for more power, the desire to learn more. Jiraiya had run out of things to teach him so quickly, as Oboro seemed to have taught him very well when it comes to Fuinjutsu though. As Jiraiya propped himself up, damn it, Fuinjutsu, he thought to himself, as he couldn't believe it. First, Minato know Naruto when it regarded Fuinjutsu. Naruto was just into his second year, and yet the boy was going above and beyond, but he still wanted more. As Jiraiya saw that making him work with so much clones, it had a bad side effect on his mental thinking right now. He moved away from the destroyed battlefield, as he had to find Naruto and return back to the sand as quickly as possible. When Snavy arrived, he will inform her that the training trip was over and that she must integrate Naruto back into Konoha regular forces. There was nothing more than Jiraiya could do. He knew that Naruto was still angry at him, but the kind of raw hatred that wasn't the Kyuubi alone, when he was not influenced by the power yet. Jiraiya saw it. He couldn't change that so quickly. As he looked around, where had he gone wrong? Was it all from the beginning? He sighed. Meanwhile, most of the toads has a nature for fire and water techniques. One of the elder toad told Naruto, it was Fukazaku, I myself have wind nature. We can teach you how to use a Baraton in combination with fire and wind techniques. Naruto grinned the scale of destruction that attack would leave, and the amount of chakra that it would need. It was right up his alley, with shadow clones, oil, wind and fire. It would be even more devastating. As Naruto wondered though, is it possible to use the Senjutsu oil in these techniques, he asked. Fukazaku looked a bit puzzled. Well, yes, I suppose. It would need a few different hand seals, but why? To my knowledge, no one has ever tried to do that before. Wait, are you serious? Yes, in all my 800 years, no one has ever tried to use the Senjutsu oil in the collaboration technique. Wait, why? Said Naruto. as he wasn't even gonna mention the elder's age. Well, there's a certain level of veneration that we give to the statues surrounding that pool, said Fukazaku. Each one of them is a human or toad who failed to master Senjutsu training. Did Jiraiya boy ever told you how lethal the training is? He said that only a third of the people that try were able to survive. The number is actually closer to 1 out of every 10. Jiraiya is actually the 7th human to be given the title of Gamasenin. You saw the numbers of statues there. Yet another thing that Jiraiya had lied about. Yeah, said Naruto. I won't stop you from trying to learn to use it, but it will do you well to have respect for those who came before you. Not many of them are actually worthy of my respect, said Naruto. Snady hide her age behind genjutsu because she thinks that a middle-aged woman isn't properly suited to be a leader. Jiraiya is a compulsive liar, and he hasn't really given me a reason to trust him beyond some crap loyalty because my parents were his students. The third, as much as I appreciate for all he tried to do for me, he really screwed me over with that law that he passed that turned me into the village pariah, and under the fear of death, no one was able to tell me why. I can count on one hand the number of older ninja I respect. That was Itachi, Zabuza, Mei, Yujito, and Killer Bee, he thought to himself. Kakashi was working his way up the ladder, but that will have to wait until he returned to see if the man would fulfill that promise he made before he left. Itachi being in there was fairly new, with his reasons. After that battle in Kumo, some younger ninja had his respect as well. Tenten, Neji, Shikamaru, Lee, Samui, Gaara, Haku. They were all on the list. If he would sit down and think about it, there would be a few more names to write down, but he couldn't bother to try at the moment. I'm sorry I feel that way. Still, is there anything else I can do for ya? The toad said. I can only offer a couple ninjutsu and a little help with senjutsu training. You and your clones will probably get it down path without me. Well, there is something. Teach me history. If you've been around for that long. The elemental nations, the war era, the time between, the Sage of Six Path, the war clan, everything. That would take too long. I'm not averse to teaching ya, but you say you're on a time limit. Ain't that right? Yeah, I guess I'd have to wait for later. For now, we'll just have to stick to the oil-based techniques, and whatever you can teach me. The two shook hands on it. Now, it's time for me to take you to the Lord of the Toads. He's been expecting you. Time skip. Abru, said Tayuya. The twins were running around in the streets down below, playing with some of the children from the sand. Abru watched them, like she was a mother who trusted them to play nicely as she looked towards Tayuya. Tayuya, what is it? She asks. This is rare for you. You normally just keep to yourself or with Naruto. I want to talk. About? You know what about Tayuya said as she blushed. Naruto, are you worried? No, it's... God, never mind, she said, as she tried to walk away. Tayuya, please, she was stopped. Tell me what is on your mind, said Abru. She turned back around, looking rather nervous. Well, the way things are going. And I know that we're young, but... I want to ask for your blessing, she said. Given that you're his only, blood family. Direct. That is what I like about you, Tayuya. While you're crude and foul-mouthed, to him mostly, you cling to him like a security blanket. As callous as he is to others, the care that he takes to approach you is well noted. But I have a question to ask, and that is whether or not if you're certain. I am, Tayuya said unflinching as she looked at the woman that would be her grandmother-in-law. I've never been more certain about anything in my life, she said. Then of course you have my blessing, dear. But this is not how this usually goes. He should be the one asking you. Well, like I said, it's probably not gonna happen for a few more years. But that doesn't really bother me. Even after what happened in Kiri? Tayuya frowned. I think so. That was an act of desperation. I was willing to die, than live in a world without him. I still am. But now, even with the little training I got in control to standby, we're both much stronger than we were back then. It won't ever come to that again. Don't say that, said Abru. From what I've learned about this world, no matter how strong you are, there's always someone that is more stronger or more cunning. Yasuke was the head of our clan, the strongest Uzumaki of us all, but he was stabbed in the back by that conniving vermin Danzo. It was clear, even though she tried to move on, she was still haunted that she was in this world without her husband. I'm sorry. It's alright. You wouldn't understand, and I hope you never do. And she hoped that Tayuya didn't feel how she feel, knowing that she was here and her husband was gone. Tayuya really hoped that as well, as she left the room after saying goodbye. As Tayuya made her way down the hall, they were currently inside the Kazekage's mansion. Gara insisted that they stay there. She stopped as she knocked on the door. Come in. She entered as Temari was inside. She turned. Oh, hey. Hey yourself. This was the first time they'd been in a room together, alone like this. And the second time they met since their battle near the Valley of the End. There was no tension between them as orders were orders and the fight was long over. But they both felt awkward. So what are you doing? Tayuya pulled a chair. She sat far enough away so she wouldn't invade on Temari's privacy. Filing taxes. Can you believe it? My brother's a Kazekage and I'm filing documents. And taxes. This is ridiculous. I thought only the civilians did that. Asked Tayuya. Not here. The stand has been poor for a long time now. We are one of the 5 great nations. But the daimyo started to outsource the missions. So we were sent into poverty. And Konoha began to profit again. That was just after I was born and Konoha was recovering from the Kyuubi attack. Once they were back on their feet though, the mission overflow to Konoha didn't stop. They kept taking more and more until we had almost nothing. So everyone filed taxes unless you want to take a bigger cut on your paycheck after your mission is complete. Hell, if you do that, sometimes the stand might end up owing you money. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Tayuya said. Of all the things she thought that she would talk about, finances were not one of them. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Temari said. I've got all day. And hell, I wouldn't mind spending it with you. Nothing else to do, you know? Well, I don't really know what normal girls talk about when they hang out. I never really started a conversation like that before. Boys, fashion. I'm not much, of that talking about those things either. I've got the only boy I need. And I don't really give a crap about the second thought. He means a lot to you, doesn't he? Yeah, he really does. It started to feel even more, after that battle. We should have done more for him. We could have crushed him in a full, blown battle. Conquer and I, we owe Naruto. We owe him for almost everything that we have. After he beat Gaara in the invasion, Gaara changed. He wasn't so unstable anymore. And as the time went by, he became the supporting and loving brother that he is now. Well, what's done is done, we can't change the past. My only issue is that part when the piss brain gave up in front of Yagura. Yeah. But it seems like I really lost hope back then. But I guess you're right. But boys really aren't my strong suit. Girls, Tayuya said. Not really my strong suit either. Wouldn't mind though. Please don't tell me you're a strange person that is strange with animals. I remember that weasel that you summoned that almost, killed me. God no, said Temari. It's just that being the daughter of one Kazekage and the sister of another, it doesn't really land you so many dates. The village is warming up to Gaara now, but plenty of people remember how he acted almost a year and a half ago. Anyone who might be willing to ask me out is terrified of him. Is it because he's overprotective? Maybe. He's trying to make up for the fact that he tormented both of us for half our life, but both I and Conqueror already forgave him. But he's really become a big sweetheart. I don't know if you've heard this before, but if you didn't have that guy kneel down to the floorboard. Oh God, Tayuya said. What is with every goddamn woman in the world and their need to get with my boyfriend now? Sakura. Sakura was her only true friend because only Sakura would not lust after Naruto. Sakura was pure. Sakura was flat. Sakura was justice. But Sakura was Naruto's former crush. So she couldn't trust her either. Hey, I didn't say that, Temari said. She laughed. I'm just grateful to him. Does this little sister have some code or something? Like death and repayment? Well, Gaara may owe him the most, but I still feel indebted to him as well. So your answer is to screw your way out of debt. Kinky. Tayuya laughed at the blush on Temari's face. Relax, Goldilocks. Besides, there must be someone you're thinking about. Someone you're planning to go after. After all, there's a lot of guys in the world. And girls. But that's my problem. I want to be romance. Not the one doing the courting. Eat your Wheaties and grow up. Besides, who is it? Or is it multiple people? Or you make yourself a harem, the princess of the desert, surrounded by her concubines of sexes, being fed grapes as they cool you with a large leaf. Women with nothing but strips, covering their most indecent parts, dancing for you to be taken back to your chambers in the night. And for someone who tried to kill her and who she tried to kill, Tayuya was surely having fun teasing Temari. It's nobody. Well, there is this boy that I know that I go to the restaurants on the weekends. He worked here. Oh my god, a civilian? Tayuya actually giggled. She didn't know why she was so excited about this. This was a more of a Naruto thing. Maybe stupidity was rubbing off on her. Well, she will have to visit this restaurant to see who this guy was. Time skip. I still don't know what you're trying to do here. This is just gonna embarrass me, and probably him. Relax, Goldilocks. If any of Naruto luck rub off on us, we're gonna be fine. This is gonna blow up in my face, said Temari. If it start to go AWOL, I'll simply run. What? Yeah, just run away. Temari shook her head. I don't know what the hell you convinced me into this. They were at the restaurant, the Shining Lotus. Hello, my name is Mari, and I'll be serving you today. Can I take your order? Yeah, hold on, said Tayuya. And she scanned over the menu. I'll have the usual, said Temari. I guess I'll have the G's. What's flank of Shakua? And why is it that expensive? Tayuya, did no one ever talk to you about the Sabukuno, Ko, or you? No, definitely not. I'll take the chicken, okay? With the dessert, Tunnel Dragon. She heard Naruto spoke about that. The waitress took the orders and made her way off. So what were you talking about? Well, the reason why it's so expensive. They are a kind of fish, but they're on land. Their skin is hard. The only thing that can really work against them is water. And it will take a large amount to saturate them in so much water. And they live deep within the desert. That is why it's so expensive, because it's rare to get. That's bizarre. Says the woman whose corpse would spawn a demon, said Temari. Well, not if I don't die. You're really something, you know that? Of course I am. They were interrupted when Mari and a boy, say so, carried the plates over. Temari was beyond politeness as she spoke to the boy. So this was him, huh? Hopefully she could make something work here. As she was cooking up a plan, as she saw Temari eyeing him quite well. As she narrowed her eyes at the boy, he was also looking a bit, Time skip. Fukazaku-sama, have you seen Naruto? Oh, there you are. It has been a week since they separated, and he finally found him, as he was sitting on the ground. Hello, Jiraiya. It's been a while, said Fukazaku. Hey, Eraseni, I'm sorry, said Naruto. I would tell you that it's alright, but it's really not, but I'm willing to move past it. No, since I finally got you here, I want to ask you something. Are you willing to sit down and have a talk with me? No lies, nothing. I know I kept some secret away from you, and I know it's been hard, but I want to talk. No more lies, said Naruto. I wouldn't call all of them lies, more like I just didn't always reveal the truth. I promise, though. Alright, said Naruto. Call for me, Naruto boy, when you're done. Naruto nodded as Fukazaku vanished in Shanshin. So what has the old geezer been teaching you? History, mostly. A few tactics in using my shell clones as soldiers, and a few jutsus as well, though. Now tell me, why do you keep me in the dark about a lot of things? I mean my parents. Senjutsu training mortality rate. The lie about why you didn't step in against Yagura. I mean, if you don't have much else to teach me. Still, why bother with the deceptions? How far do you want me to go? There's a lot to say, and very little of it is good. Tell me everything, said Naruto. Jiraiya sat down as he took in a deep breath. Alright, everything, he said. As Naruto relaxed himself, ready to hear everything. Jiraiya really was going to tell him everything. Every single thing. Things that he should not know. But he supposed this might help in some ways, to make the both of them get back on the right track. But this was going to be difficult, and he might get pissed off and even more angry than before. But he was going to tell him everything. But guys, we end episode right here. If you want to see the next part, if you're not to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm all for now. Remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Elite Blue-Eye Uchiha. And also stay in tune for What If Naruto had Cosmic Energy over on Anime King 3. I'll be posting it later on tonight for you guys to enjoy. And remember, if you're new to, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.